Aging isn't always graceful, and there are some tough realities that no one talks about. If you're over 70, you might be experiencing some of these ugly truths, or perhaps they're just around the corner. We all know aging is a natural process, but it's also one that comes with its fair share of challenges. For some, it's the aches and pains that seem to appear out of nowhere. For others, it's the feeling of losing a bit of independence, or maybe even the mental shifts that aren't as easy to explain. The truth is, aging can be a difficult ride. And while we often hear about the beautiful side, like wisdom and peace, it's important to talk about the realities too. In today's video, we're going to dive into 5 unexpected behaviors and challenges that seniors often face as they age, things that many of us aren't prepared for. These are the kinds of changes that can catch you off guard, and they may not always get the attention they deserve. From physical changes to emotional shifts, aging can be a lot to handle, but there are ways to adjust and keep moving forward. Before we get into it, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, what's the biggest change you've noticed as you've gotten older? Your experience might just help someone else feel understood. Number 1, the loss of independence. When small tasks become mountains as we get older, even the simplest tasks can become harder to do on our own. Things that used to feel like second nature, like carrying groceries, cleaning the house, or getting in and out of a car, can start to feel overwhelming. It's not that we don't want to do them. It's just that, sometimes, our bodies don't cooperate the way they used to. Take George, for example. George was always an active guy. He'd go for walks every morning, mow his lawn, and even help his neighbors with their yard work. But over time, he started noticing that the little things were becoming more difficult. One day, he went to the store to buy groceries and found himself struggling just to carry a bag. He had to ask for help to load his car, and when he got home, even bringing in the bags felt like a major task. It was frustrating for him, but he realized he needed a little assistance to stay safe and independent. On the other hand, there's Alice. Alice has always been proud of her independence. She didn't want to ask for help, even though she was finding it harder to do everyday things. She'd push herself to clean her house, and one day, while reaching for something on a high shelf, she lost her balance and fell. It was a scary moment. Alice finally realized that asking for help sooner might have prevented her fall and saved her from feeling frustrated and alone. Studies show that physical decline is a natural part of aging. As we get older, we lose muscle mass, and our joints become stiffer. This makes things like bending, lifting, and even walking more difficult. It's not just about getting older. It's a biological change that can leave us feeling like basic tasks are becoming mountains to climb. But here's the good news. It's okay to ask for help. In fact, it's a smart move. You don't have to do everything by yourself, and using assistive tools like grabbers, mobility aids, or even a walker can help you maintain your independence and keep you safe. These tools can make a world of difference and allow you to keep doing the things you enjoy without the risk of injury. Remember, needing help doesn't make you any less independent. It's actually a sign of wisdom and self-awareness. You're taking control of your health and safety. By asking for help early on, you can avoid those frustrating moments that might lead to accidents or burnout. So, if you're finding that small tasks are starting to feel like big challenges, consider reaching out for support. There's no shame in needing a hand every now and then. You deserve to feel empowered, safe, and most importantly, independent in your own way. Have you noticed your independence changing? Hit the like button if you can relate. Number 2. Forgetfulness and memory gaps. A natural part of aging, forgetfulness and memory lapses can become more common as we age. It's a part of the natural process, and many people experience it at some point. Things like forgetting where you left your keys, or even where you parked your car, can happen to anyone. But when these moments happen more frequently, it can feel frustrating, even worrying. Take John, for example. One day, for the first time, he couldn't remember where he parked his car. He wandered around the parking lot for several minutes, feeling confused. It was an odd experience for him, and for a moment he felt a bit anxious. But when he eventually found his car, he realized it wasn't the end of the world. It was simply one of those small lapses that can happen when the brain's processing speed slows down with age. On the other hand, we have Martha. Martha knew that her mind, like her body, needed a little extra care as she got older. She didn't let forgetfulness get her down. Instead, she embraced memory exercises and puzzles to keep her mind sharp. Every morning, she would sit down with a crossword puzzle or a word search, and every evening, she would read a chapter from a book. She made it a habit to challenge herself mentally, and over time, she noticed improvements in her ability to recall things, like her shopping list or even the names of distant relatives she hadn't seen in years. Scientifically speaking, age-related changes in the brain can impact memory. As we get older, the brain's processing speed tends to slow down. This doesn't mean you're losing your memory, but rather that it takes a little more time to retrieve information. In fact, studies show that memory lapses and even mild confusion are normal as the brain adjusts to the aging process. So if you're experiencing these little forgetful moments, rest assured, it's completely natural. But there's good news. Even though memory can slow with age, there are plenty of ways to keep it active and strong. Regular mental exercise is one of the best things you can do. Simple activities like crossword puzzles, reading, or playing memory games can have a significant impact on your brain's health. These activities challenge your mind and help keep your cognitive abilities sharp. Martha's approach of staying active with her mind is a great example of how to stay on top of things. Another helpful tip is to keep a memory journal. This can be a great way to stay organized and engage your memory in a positive way. Each day, you can take a few minutes to jot down key details from your day, anything that stood out to you, or even things that you might forget otherwise. Not only does this practice keep your brain engaged, but it can also help you feel more in control of your memory. Remember, aging doesn't mean you're losing your mind. It's just your brain adjusting to the changes that come with time. A little forgetfulness now and then is completely normal. By taking small steps to keep your brain active and engaged, you can help slow down the effects of aging on memory. Simple exercises like crossword puzzles, reading, and journaling are all wonderful ways to keep your mind sharp. If you've experienced these memory moments yourself, or have your own tips for staying sharp, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your ideas and help each other along the way. Little steps can make a big difference. Number 3, physical appearance changes. The ugly truth about skin, hair, and posture as we get older, it's only natural that our appearance changes. Wrinkles start to appear, hair turns gray, and skin may begin to sag. These changes are a part of life, but they can sometimes make us feel a little self-conscious. It's easy to feel like we've lost something precious, our youthful looks. But what if we could change how we see those changes, and instead of feeling upset about them, we embrace them? Take Evelyn, for example. She used to feel embarrassed by her wrinkles. Every time she looked in the mirror, she felt like she was seeing signs of aging that she didn't want to accept. But over time, she started to look at her wrinkles differently. Rather than seeing them as imperfections, she began to think of them as evidence of a life well lived. Each line told a story of laughter, love, and experience. Evelyn learned to embrace her age, and with that acceptance came a newfound confidence. She didn't need to hide or fight the aging process anymore. Now let's talk about Fred. Fred was determined to hold onto his youthful appearance. He spent a lot of money on anti-aging products, constantly trying to smooth away his wrinkles and reverse the signs of time. But no matter how many creams or treatments he tried, it felt like he was chasing something that was always just out of reach. Over time, he realized he was so obsessed with looking younger that he forgot to focus on how he felt about himself on the inside. Fred's journey is a reminder that, while it's okay to take care of your skin, it's important not to become so fixated on anti-aging that you lose sight of what truly matters, feeling good about yourself at every age. The truth is, aging is a natural process. Our skin changes as we age because collagen, the protein responsible for keeping our skin firm and smooth, starts to break down. As collagen decreases, our skin becomes thinner and less elastic, which can lead to wrinkles and sagging. Hair growth also slows down over time, and the hair follicles may stop producing as much pigment, which is why hair often turns gray or white. It's also common for seniors to experience changes in posture as the muscles and bones weaken. These changes are a result of the aging process, but they don't define who we are. So, what can we do to feel better about these changes? Start with small steps that can make a big difference. Moisturizing regularly can help keep skin hydrated and looking healthier. Wearing sunscreen every day, even when it's cloudy, protects the skin from sun damage that can accelerate aging. And don't forget about posture. Simple exercises to strengthen your back and core muscles can improve your posture, helping you stand taller and feel more confident. At the end of the day, aging is a privilege. It means we've had the opportunity to live, love, and learn. Those wrinkles, they show that you've lived through many moments. The gray hair, it's a reminder of wisdom and experience. So wear them with pride. You've earned every line and every silver strand. And hey, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have a favorite beauty tip or remedy for aging skin? Drop it in the comments. Let's share our wisdom and keep supporting each other as we grow older. Number 4, emotional shifts. Dealing with loneliness and depression as we get older, emotional struggles can become more common. Many seniors face feelings of loneliness, sadness, or even depression. This can be especially true after big life changes, like retirement or when children move away. These emotions, though understandable, can sometimes feel overwhelming. But it's important to know that you're not alone, and there are ways to cope and find joy again. Take Clara, for example. Clara was a woman in her late 70s. After her children moved to different states for their careers, she felt a deep sense of loneliness. Her home, once filled with laughter and the hustle and bustle of family life, was now quiet. At first, she spent most of her time watching TV and reminiscing about the past. But eventually, Clara realized she wanted something more. She decided to get involved in her community by volunteering. She joined a local senior center, where she met other people who shared her interests. Through volunteering and participating in social clubs, Clara built new relationships. Slowly, she began to feel more connected to others. She found a sense of purpose, and the loneliness that once weighed on her started to lift. Now contrast Clara's story with Bernard. Bernard, who was around the same age as Clara, experienced a similar situation when his children moved away. However, Bernard chose to isolate himself. He stopped going to family gatherings and avoided social events. He felt it was easier to be alone rather than face the sadness of missing his family. Over time, this isolation led to deeper feelings of depression. He found it harder to get out of bed in the morning, and even the simplest tasks became overwhelming. His health began to decline, and he felt trapped in his loneliness. Unfortunately, Bernard's story isn't unique. Research has shown that loneliness can be a serious issue for older adults. Studies suggest that loneliness increases the risk of depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. When we're isolated, we miss out on the emotional support and connection that are so important for our mental well-being. It's a reminder that staying connected to others is crucial for maintaining our health and happiness as we age. So what can you do if you're feeling lonely or down? First, consider joining a senior group or social club. Many communities have organizations specifically for older adults where you can meet people, engage in activities, and make new friends. It's important to stay socially active, even if it's just by going for a walk with a neighbor or participating in a local event. Even if you can't meet in person, technology can help. Video calls are a great way to keep in touch with loved ones, no matter how far away they may be. Staying connected with family and friends, whether through phone calls, messages, or video chats, can make a huge difference in how you feel. If you find that loneliness is starting to affect your mental health, don't hesitate to seek help. There's no shame in talking to a professional who can help you work through your emotions. Therapy or counseling can offer valuable support and give you tools to manage feelings of sadness or depression. You deserve to feel happy and connected, no matter your age. Remember, loneliness is something many people experience, but it doesn't have to be permanent. Reaching out, whether it's to friends, family, or a community group, can make all the difference in finding joy and peace again. Life can bring tough moments, but it can also offer opportunities to build new connections and find new purposes. Have you ever felt lonely in your later years? Comment below with what's helped you find connection. We'd love to hear your story and see what's worked for you. Number 5. Declining social engagement. Friends and family drift away as we get older. It's not uncommon for our circle of friends and family to shrink. Life changes, distance grows, and sometimes we simply lose touch with people who once were a big part of our lives. It can be a tough thing to experience, especially when it leaves you feeling more isolated than ever. Take Susan, for example. Over the years, her close-knit group of friends slowly started to drift away. Some moved to different cities, others became too busy, and sadly, some passed away. Susan found herself spending more time alone, which made her feel disconnected and lonely. On the other hand, we have Tom, who faced similar challenges but handled it differently. Instead of letting his circle of friends fade, he made a conscious effort to stay in touch. He reached out to old friends, planned regular meetups, and even organized trips where everyone could reconnect. Thanks to his efforts, Tom didn't just preserve his friendships, but he also expanded his social circle by meeting new people along the way. He found joy in nurturing those relationships, and it truly had a positive impact on his overall well-being. Research supports this, showing that as people age, their social networks often shrink. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that older adults are at a higher risk for social isolation, which can negatively affect mental and physical health. When social connections fade, feelings of loneliness and even depression can set in. But the good news is that staying socially active can help fight these feelings. Whether you're reconnecting with old friends, joining a new group or class, or using technology to stay in touch with family, it's possible to create new connections even later in life. It's never too late to form new friendships or deepen existing ones. Socializing doesn't have to be difficult. Sometimes, it's just about making the effort to reach out. Even a simple phone call, a video chat, or an afternoon out can make a big difference. And don't forget, there are so many resources today that make it easier than ever to stay connected, no matter the distance. Remember, your social circle might shrink over time, but that doesn't mean meaningful relationships can't still flourish. It's about quality, not quantity. You can still create the connections that bring joy and warmth to your life. It's never too late to make new friends or reconnect with those who matter most. How do you stay in touch with family and friends? Share your tips below. Aging can feel overwhelming at times, and it's easy to get caught up in the challenges it brings. But let's take a moment to recap the 5 ugly truths we've talked about. The loss of independence, forgetfulness, physical changes, emotional shifts, and declining social engagement. These are all completely normal parts of growing older. Everyone experiences them in some way, and it doesn't mean you're losing anything. It just means you're evolving. Yes, it's tough when you can't do everything you once could. Forgetfulness might creep in, and your body might not move like it used to. But this is also a chance to slow down and appreciate life in a new way. Emotional changes are part of being human, and they give us the opportunity to understand ourselves better. And as we age, it's natural to see some changes in our social circles, but that doesn't mean we can't form new, meaningful connections. Although these truths may seem difficult, they also bring chances for growth. Embracing the challenges that come with aging allows you to adjust, adapt, and make the most of each day. There's still so much to learn, so many new people to meet, and plenty of joy to be found, no matter what age you are. You have the power to make small changes in your routine, whether it's staying active, trying new hobbies, or simply taking more time to connect with others. These things may seem small, but they can have a huge impact on your overall well-being and happiness. So embrace your age, embrace your life, and remember, you're never alone in this journey. We all go through it, and there's strength in knowing that you are not alone in these experiences. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little inspiration today. Drop your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story.